once that Pandora's box is open with Hedron, I mean, yeah, if something like that could be created for Hex on Ethereum to be used on PulseChain to stake would be insane. Let's get into this this Hedron update from Alex. So he unbelievably smart guy. I think like one of the smartest people we have in this whole community. Obviously, he's the creator of HEDRON and ICOSA. He hopped on with Crypto Sloth last week for about an hour and spoke about all this. But he's looking at, they aren't done yet, but making some upgrades to HEDRON and ICOSA that my cursory knowledge of what I really did see was kind of that he was speaking of the problem of the tokens, like all these tokens being on two chains and some of the confusion that could give somebody. So what did you make of what he released a statement on? I know Telegram, he had it on there, and then he also had that stream. So what do you make of what Alex McWhirter was saying about what he's doing with HEDRON and ICOSA here?
I like it. Dude's big brain.
And big beard too. Yeah, I saw old videos of him where he had your beard. You had your PulseChain
bushy beard. Yeah, I saw those too. Yeah, he's super intelligent. And basically what he's doing, he's taking away the E-hex P-hex argument, which is better. Before it becomes an issue in Hedron. It just hasn't gotten there yet. And I think he was kind of just like beating to the punch. So I like it. I like the idea. Some cool stuff. They're gonna be able to stake bridge tokens, no matter which side you bridge from. There's you can bid on the auctions with the bridge tokens. Like, are you familiar with a lot of the things that the update involves?
Not a lot. No. I mean, I read his document quickly and watched a little bit of that stream. That was about it.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool updates. Now, he said what we're planning on doing is difficult. And as we all know, software is hard. So he's anticipating fourth quarter sometime. I don't know, unless he's been working on it for quite some time already, how he can knock that out. But again, he's a super smart dude. So they are changing the verbiage to HMI, which is a hex mining instance, instead of an HSI, which is the staking instance. What else was there? They have leveraged borrowing. So as it stands right now with Hedron, if you decide to borrow against your HSI, you can only borrow against the amount of Hedron that you've earned. I guess you're going to be able to borrow against a future amount as well. But it increases the payout. I forget how that technical side of it went on like paying it back. But that's pretty cool. You're going to be able to do multiple stakes now in one wallet rather than just one, because currently you can only have one Hedron stake and one ICOSA stake in your per wallet. So you're going to be able to do multiple ones in one wallet. But yeah, just the staking of the bridge tokens I thought was pretty cool. And if he's able to pull that off, it's going to be pretty neat. I think that Hex could possibly do something like that. I don't think they'll mess with it. Again, that's part of the immutable contract, immutable code that I don't think will get messed with. But wouldn't it be cool if you could stake and unstake your E-hex on the PulseChain to save those fees? That would be an awesome protocol.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So if something like that could be done, but I really think you have to almost come up with another version of the token. And that's what they're doing. So there'll be a cash in period where you trade your old Hedron in for your new Hedron, but it would stay on the same chain. It doesn't like combine itself, is what I kind of thought that they would do originally. But it wouldn't make sense, because if you have more on one chain than the other chain, then you wouldn't be able to do it equally.
Right.
So yeah, you're just trading it in for the version 2. Now version 1 will still exist, because again, that's an immutable contract as well. So it will continue to work. I just don't know how much liquidity will be provided for it. So pretty neat stuff, though. Like I said, the guy's he's a critical thinker, fixes the problems. But yeah, just being able to bid on the auctions with coins from either side is pretty cool too. And then the staking of them as well. Just some interesting technology coming for sure.
Once that Pandora's box is open with Hedron, I mean, yeah, if something like that could be created for Hex on Ethereum to be used on PulseChain to stake, would be insane. Yeah, very interesting stuff. I mean, you already obviously have you can buy eHex on PulseChain anyway. But yeah, as far as staking it through that protocol, you wouldn't be able to do it through there, unless it was the Pulse version of the token, of course. But it definitely is exciting stuff. And it led me, I wanted to ask you this question, I guess, because since we don't talk about HEDRON and ICOSA tons on here, not that we, just because there's so much else going on, it's not like a conscious effort to not talk about them. But it is another one of those great incentives, like we talked about earlier in the show, in addition to those Hex stakes, to make sure you mint your HEDRON prior to ending the stakes. And then you, again, you've got that human crypto centipede of staking, basically, where you can just stake your HEDRON for ICOSA, stake your ICOSA for more ICOSA and HEDRON, and just it continues to go on. I wanted to ask you, Ewok, just you personally, we can share what our strategies have kind of been, and I'd like to hear what maybe some other people are doing. But correct me if I'm wrong, I think you've been more so a guy who isn't necessarily you haven't really been buying market HEDRON or ICOSA ever. You've really just minted what you do from all of your Hex stakes, and then just get them in that perpetual staking, platform with HEDRON and ICOSA after that. Right. Are you actually market buying any, or are you just like taking the free stuff that you're getting?
Well, no, I haven't really market bought since early. Early on I did. I bought some, and then realized how much I was minting, because I was lucky enough to be early, and I got 9x or 10x bonuses on just about every stake that I have. Right. So yeah, there's really, again, not a need for me to market buy, but I am staking it. So I'm while I'm not a net buyer, I'm also not a net seller either. So you know. So honestly, no, I haven't personally bought any as of late. So
yeah, I was just curious, because I know like a lot of people, especially if you were in early into Hex, you have a substantial enough amount of HEDRON you can mint that, it's beneficial, and you don't really have to worry about buying it. But I have market bought it too, but it's just good to keep it in that perpetual loop, I think, of just gaining that interest, because, it wasn't long ago that ICOSA was up at like what? I think 70 cents at one point, and how quickly we do forget. So those are going to be things that do come back, and I'm really excited about the stuff that Alex is doing. And somebody who probably outside of Richard, and obviously we have other great platforms and products being built on PulseChain, but as far as specific to the product of Hex, outside of the devs that created PulseChain and made PulseChain, Alex and what he's doing with HEDRON has been one of the best things that's been created around Hex, I think, really. So
yeah, I agree.